is my rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. Yeah. The Most High is my rock. I keep my Bible on top. The Most High is my rock. No time for cupcake and the cutlass. Hit the streets and start cutting. The Israelites are bubbling. The Israelites are coming. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You can keep the stuffing. It's pagan, disdain, it's vain, it's nothing. The European Union about to hit the button. And I feel sorry for you if you think the Lord is bluffing. That's why I hit the booth and I tell the truth. Are you fishing with the truth? Homie, where's your fruit? If the Most High is your rock, don't treat him like a side piece. Come in this truth plan and treat you like a side piece. He's the God of mercy and wrath. So do you want to fly or do you keep the Bible on cop? The Most High is my rock.
TK. Shalom, brothers and sisters.
Shalom.
Shalom, man. Welcome to another class here at ISBHPK. We are located in Houston, Texas, man. The school address is 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard. And the class times and days is Mondays and Wednesdays, 7 to 9 p.m. Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then you got Virginia. We got the school in Virginia as well. And the address out there is 2610 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia, zip code 23517. The class times and days out there is from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Friday from 7 to 9 Eastern Time as well. Also got the school out there in San Antonio, Texas, and the address out there is 4444 Walsham Road, Suite 201, San Antonio, Texas, zip code 78218. If y'all got anybody in the San Antonio area, hit us up. We can definitely get them linked up with the brothers and sisters out there in the San Antonio area. Same thing with the brothers and sisters out there in the Albuquerque, New Mexico area. Hit us up. We can get y'all linked up. And we would like to say, man, tomorrow is the Feast of Pentecost. Again, tomorrow is the Feast of Pentecost. So we'll be holding that here at the school. What time is the feast, sisters?
7.
So we'll start the feast at 7, the same time we start class. So tomorrow we'll be feasting here at the school at 7 here, doing the Feast of Pentecost here at the school.
And I'm going to just say this on that point, is just that if you didn't, add anything in, didn't bring anything, don't even worry about it. Come by, enjoy the fellowship, this holy convocation, this high holy feast of the Most High, and enjoy brotherhood and sisterhood, man, because that's what it's about, So, you don't have to bring anything, so if that was on your mind, don't worry about that. Just come through. So Virginia as well is going to have the feast. So hit up Kazaki for the location out there in Virginia if you're watching. So just want to bring that out.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure San Antonio will be having the feast as well. So definitely hit us up if you would like to link up. If you would like to unify, hit us up and we can get y'all linked up with the brothers and sisters out there. And of course, Mashaba does the Blog Talk Radio. He's been doing it every day. Even on Saturdays.
Nice.
I think the only day he hasn't been doing it is Sunday, and it starts at 10 a.m. Houston time. So, ladies and gentlemen, class every day, 10 a.m. Mashaba is doing the Blog Talk Radio, along with the brother Tazapah. And I forgot the other brother's name. The one that's really good with the
Oh, you're talking about
Nagaya and Priest Nagaya as well. So, and then we got the sisters doing the little Yasharala as well. So I think the little Yasharala is actually on Sundays. But yeah, so brothers and sisters, please subscribe and tune in to the Blog Talk Radio. Start your morning off the right way. Those that work from home, you can pop it in and listen to the blog talk while you're working from home. And we got many different ways, man. You can watch us. Of course, we got the YouTube channel. We got the ISBHPK Norfolk, ISBHPK Houston, ISBHPK San Antonio, ISBHPK ABQ, and then we got the 5 Minutes of Wisdom, the Hidden Truth Bible Show, the Israelite Media Court. A lot of different avenues, man, where you can catch us and check us out. We ask that you like, share, and subscribe to all of them. We even got the ISBHPK Kids, where we used to do where we got a whole bunch of kids classes on there. So if you got kids, you can sit them down, let them learn.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Has anybody checked out the 5 Minutes of Wisdom in here? Oh yeah, listen, that's a sweet one to drop to your mom, to your sister, to loved ones, because it's not over. It's not a 2-hour class. We're not going through deep breakdowns. It's going over love. Kazaki did one on domestic violence during the coronavirus. That's something that everybody can definitely relate to. So it's something easy that we can dip off and give to our people. And it's almost like a Joel Osteen type vibe. Very relaxing. It's open. We're not saying the white man's the devil. So it's good for our people to see that. The cable show. The cable shows. We're going in a different fashion with the cable show. So we have a UFO, the Chariot one. We have some other good ones coming up that are like 30, 45 minutes. But we're doing it almost like in a documentary type vibe. So check it out. Check it out. Like, share, subscribe. Put it on Facebook. Because everybody's on Facebook and Instagram. So set it up, send it out. Those channels are necessary, man. And we're a media group now, right? Or a media society. So let's get it out there. A lot of good work on those channels.
Con.
Yep.
So, yeah, man, definitely like, share, and subscribe to all those channels. If you'd like to contact any of the priests, of course, we got the priest numbers online. Priest Kazakia, Priest Kwatazab. We ask that you do support the business. The business is Sweet Ambiance. Go to sweetambiance.com. You know what I'm saying? You can get you your soaps, your lotions, your body butters, your oils, get you your smell goods. Smelling nice, man. And if you'd like to send in a donation, if you'd like to help out in any way, we ask that you don't send it in on YouTube, because YouTube takes all the profit. I mean, if you send $20 as a donation from YouTube, YouTube is going to take like almost $10 out of that, if not more than $10. So, to make it easier, just we got the Wells Fargo account number on the screen. We got the Google Wallet link on the screen as well. That'll make it a lot easier. And if you would like to send in a package or anything like that, books, Bibles, apocryphas, pens, papers, ram's horn, Torahs, dictionaries, anything like that, just hit us up and we'll give you an address where you can send it, whether it's to this school, whether it's out there to Virginia, whether it's to San Antonio, whether it's to Albuquerque. So just hit us up and we'll give you an address where you can send in the donations. So with that, that's it for the announcements, man. With that, we're going to go into this class. So today's class is going to be on the Feast of First Fruits, or Pentecost, or the Feast of Harvest. You got 3 different names for it. So we're going to be we're going to be touching on what is these feasts, why we celebrate it, what happened during these feasts. And also we're going to be touching on what's the spiritual meaning behind the feast, and what is the deeper meaning behind the feast, especially when it comes to today, and how we partake in the feast. Because it's not just about the food. Right. Every feast that that the Most High had us do had a meaning. So it's never just about the food and eating. It is about the unity, but it's also about a spiritual change or a spiritual growth. So, yeah, man, we're gonna go into this feast. This Feast of First Fruits. So we're going to be starting in Leviticus Chapter 23 and 1. And for those that are studying the officer's test, pay attention. Well, for those that are going to be studying the officer's test, pay attention, because you got to know the feast days.
Right. If you don't mind, before we get that, Jeremiah 17:4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go to Jeremiah 17:4, just real quick, especially for the brother from the valley. We got a new brother in from the valley, knocking on the door of Mexico. So this word is getting spread, man.
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4.
Yeah, Jeremiah 17:4, because we're learning the new feasts. We're learning these holy days of the Most High. We know about Valentine's Day. We know about Christmas, Thanksgiving. Listen, Memorial's Day. We know about Memorial Day, right? But we really truly don't know about the feasts of the Most High. We've been literally impregnated and planted in our brain the holidays of America. And a lot of us don't know where they originate from. So we do things like, for example, Valentine's Day. Does anybody know what Valentine's Day is? Where it originates from?
Nah.
Yeah, so Valentine, go ahead.
Saint Valentine's, all I heard.
It goes into more of a pagan tradition to where they go ahead. Something? Where it went into where you would date somebody. You'll date with somebody, mate. It's like a mating type of a day. It's called like Lupi Akita, something like that. But it goes into animal sacrificing, but it still has the love part. But again, that's Valentine's Day, you know. So we do a lot of things not knowing where's the original origin of where it comes from. You know, so read where you at.
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4.
Go ahead.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee.
Right. We've been discontinued from our heritage, from our feast that we had, from our the holy days, our language, our apparel. Even when you deal with the Aztecs, you deal with the Mexicans, El Salvadorians, Hondurans, their heritage. They don't know. Puerto Rico, the Puerto Riches, they had rubies, they had all different types of irrigation. They don't know about that no more. All they know about is what? No electricity. They ain't got no food. Let me get what Donald Trump is bringing down. So whenever we go into these topics about our feast days, we literally have to engraft that into us now, because these are our holy days.
That's right.
Christmas ain't it. Thanksgiving's not it. Because
July.
Say it again.
I said 4th of July.
Yeah, 4th of July. That's another crazy one, man. Thanksgiving. Really, when you think about Thanksgiving, the slaughter of our people. You know, so the scripture says that we've been discontinued. Go ahead.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
And that's definitely us. But just showing forth, we deal with a lot of feasts. You know, so America deals with what? Maybe about 6 to 7 holidays that are like big holidays.
One day.
Unlike President's Day, you know what I'm saying? That's not really a holiday, but, you know, just the ones that they really implanted, which is Christmas. But we're coming back to understand what are ours. What is the reason why we did these feasts? There was a meaning behind it. See, we don't look at the meaning of why America has their holidays, but when you do, you be like, dang, that's really what the origin of that holiday is? Sacrificing animals, sacrificing kids, you know what I'm saying? Selling your spirit, you know, and we do it so willingly. You know, so now we're coming back to our heritage, coming back to our history. Again, we're not niggas, we're not street monkeys, we're not street cheetahs, you know, we're not bags, wet backs.
That's right.
We have a heritage. Continue.
For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger,
Right?
which shall burn forever.
Yeah, just showing that the Most High is bringing us back to our heritage.
That's right.
He's bringing us back to our strength, man. Look at this, it's beautiful. I like this right here. Issachar on deck, man. Come on, especially this brother here. You know, so we're coming back to who we are in unity. So that's why these feast days are important, man. It's not something that we should look lightly on. We should want to try to get to these feasts like it's like a lotto ticket. You know, I'm trying to get that winning ticket. I'm gonna make sure I'm there at the right time so that I can be there to enjoy it.
That's right.
You know, so I just want to drop that one.
But you know what's crazy? Oh, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, just knowing that you're an Israelite,
Right.
you ought to feel like you won the lottery.
Oh, come on. Right? God is on your side.
God, you are the chosen one.
That's right, man. You know, it's our feast days are beautiful, man, because you know it's so much better than what the world had to offer. You know, a lot of our people that, you know, when we're in the truth, a lot of our family members and our friends, they're like, you don't celebrate Christmas no more, Thanksgiving. You're not celebrating birthdays. You're not celebrating all these things, and they look at it like it's a bad thing because they're in this slavery mentality. They're in this slave mentality in the world, and all they do is work. So they look forward to these days. They look forward to a Christmas where they can get together. They look forward to a 4th of July where they can get together and pop some fireworks and not have to worry about they can take their minds away and actually unify.
Right.
They look forward to it because that's what the world gave them. But you know, us coming back to the truth, you know, we look forward even more. We look forward to it even more. So these people in the world, they look at us because we don't celebrate that no more. They don't understand the scriptures. They don't understand the feasts and the high holy days that the Most High wants us to partake in. So they really feel like, oh, we're missing out. We're losing something. But no, we're not missing out.
Yep.
We're gaining something 100 times better than what the white man gave us.
Come on, when you have a feast for what, 8 days?
God.
You know, if you look in the scriptures, we had wedding feasts that were 14 days
God.
of straight partying, enjoying each other, partying and eating and drinking. That's dope.
God.
One day you go broke for Christmas. Come on, man. And then the kids don't like it, then they disrespect you. That ain't life.
No,
It's not.
So, in the book of Tobit, where the son of Tobit has his wife and everything like that, the father-in-law is like, stay. And then at the end of that, he's like, here, take.
Come on. That's how it should be. It should be nothing but love, you know, unity. And one thing about Israel, man, is that we're a beautiful people. You know, and coming together for our holy days, man, should be an astonishment. Should be an outstanding day. You know, so and these are things we look forward to.
That's right.
So
It's funny, man. You were saying that we celebrated a wedding for 14 days, right? This Feast of Pentecost, we celebrated that for 50 days. Penta.
Yep.
Pentecost, Penta is 5, like a pentagram. We celebrate the Feast of Pentecost for 50 days, man. Of course, now we can't do that. Now we can't just party for 50 days.
Would be nice.
Listen, what we got?
Imagine waking up, you still got music going on.
Right?
Oh, we gotta go party again.
You know, I'm gonna say this, but party this wasn't always just drinking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's really just kicking it with each other.
God,
Brothers and sisters, children. You know, think about it, man. A lot of our family members don't even like to deal with each other. You know what I'm saying? And then they force themselves during those holidays, and that's not even true love. You got a problem with Uncle Jew, man. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Junebug. You still got issues from 2 years ago. You don't even say what's up to him. You know what I mean? You know, so, yeah, it's beautiful.
Gone. Yeah, so let's get into this, man. We're going to start at
Leviticus 23 and verse 1.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feasts of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts.
Okay, so we know right here in this chapter is where we get into all the feasts that the Most High has set up for Israel. All the holy days, not the holidays.
Right.
All the holy days that the Most High has set up for us. And what we've been talking about, we got coming up tomorrow, is Pentecost. Jump to verse 23. Verse 10. Oh, before that, hey, Chamyar, can you get that in the Zondervan? Feast of Pentecost.
Please.
So, verse 10?
Oh, let's get the definition from the Zondervan first.
The Feast of Pentecost.
Uh-huh.
Other names for this are the Feast of Weeks,
So it's called the Feast of Weeks. Go ahead.
the Day of the First Fruits,
The Day of First Fruits,
and the Feast of Harvest.
and the Feast of Harvest. So when you're going through the scriptures and it says any one of these names, it's talking about the Feast of Pentecost. Read on.
It was celebrated on the 6th day of the month of Sivan,
Go ahead.
or June, even weeks after the offering of the wave sheaf offering after the Passover. The name Pentecost, meaning 50th, originated from the fact that there was an interval of 50 days between the two. The feast lasted a single day. Deuteronomy 16, verses 9 through 12.
Okay, so it was a single day feast.
Oh, go ahead.
It was a single day feast. So that 50 days
That'd
was
be nice.
that 50 days symbolizes the from feast to feast. Read on.
And marked the completion of the wheat harvest. The characteristic ritual of this feast was the offering and waving of 2 loaves of leavened bread made from the ripe grain which had just been harvested. This was done by the priest in the name of the congregation. And in addition to these wave offerings, the people were enjoined to give the Lord an offering of the first fruits of their produce. The amount of the offering was not designated.
Okay, so there, from that definition from the Zondervan Bible Pictorial Dictionary, that's from the big one, you get a definition, you get an understanding, some knowledge of what the feast was, the different names of the feast. And now we're just going to go back to the scriptures, just so you know that we don't just go off of these other books unless they align with the scriptures. So we know that it's called Feast of Weeks, Feast of Pentecost, Feast of First Fruits. Yeah, those 4.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 10.
Go ahead.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. And he shall wave the sheaf before the Most High, to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it.
Go ahead.
And ye shall offer that day, when ye wave the sheaf, an he lamb without blemish of the first year, for a burnt offering unto the Most High.
God, I want us to keep that in mind. So you're going to offer a lamb without blemish
Con.
unto the Most High.
Con.
So I want y'all to keep that in mind as the class goes along. Go ahead.
And the meat offering thereof shall be 2 deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Most High for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the 4th part of an hin. And you shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears, until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your power. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
That's it on that. So that's just a rundown in the chapter where we go over all the different feasts. So you're bringing the first fruits. You're bringing a lamb without blemish. You're bringing your wine, your flour. You know, just to let you know, this was a gathering. It's almost in a sense like when brothers and sisters, we have a feast here. It's like, hey, can y'all bring this? Y'all bring this. Y'all bring that, and y'all bring that, and we all bring it together. It's the same type of environment. Like everyone's bringing some fruit, they're bringing some meat, and they're bringing their wine. Okay. From there, we're gonna go to Exodus chapter 23 and verse 16.
God. So as we go along with the class, you're gonna see with the first fruits, what the Most High wants. He wants your best. So when we came into the land, and you finally started planting your trees and all that, and you was planting your trees to get your fruits, your animals started giving birth. The Most High wanted the first.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, just around that point, just when you think about it, the Most High is like, you got to pay me homage. It's like I'm blessing you. And it's like now a lot of us get blessed, but we don't even thank the Most High. You know what I'm saying? You say, ooh, thank God, like one time, and that's it. Like it suffices giving thanks to the Most High. But the Most High is like, listen, y'all gonna make sure that y'all bring that first fruit, that lamb, that piece of meat, that your vegetables, your wine, whatever you have, and give it to me. Because think about it, a lot of our people are very inconsiderate, highly inconsiderate. Listen, children of Israel is hard-headed, stiff-necked. Niggas don't care. They don't want to hear. They don't got no love. You know what I'm saying? You already know the valley, bro. It's like, why we fighting against each other? But how much more now? The Most High is like, listen, I'm about to implement this. We're gonna make this feast to where, in your brain, you should at least understand what you're doing. Why am I giving the Most High my first fruit? Because He the one who gave me the fertile ground. He the one that put us in this area to where we can have our cattle, or think about it even nowadays, our businesses, our households, our families, our cars, our food. You know, so it's like, well, what is our first fruit? But I'm not gonna go there. You know, I don't want to jump. But still, but I like it though, because we're showing the Most High homage. We're showing Him respect. You know.
Yeah, and it's real dope because all the things that the Most High blessed us with, it's nothing to give back. It's almost like with tithes. He said, give me 10%. Okay, have this feast once a year where you give me the first. So you mean the rest of the year, I can kind of chill and hold on to the things that you've been blessed me with, but for this first year, for this one time in the year, I give you the first fruits and I get the rest of it? Oh, bet. It's nothing.
You know, it's like say I just bought a house and I planted an orange seed, right? What do I want from that orange seed in a couple of years? I want some oranges. So it's the same thing as the first fruits. You know, you're planting that seed with the Most High so that the Most High can continue to bless you. And we're gonna go to Hosea chapter 2, if y'all don't mind. We can go to Hosea chapter 2, verse 5.
Oh, real quick, so I can the brother
What's up?
Changes Growth had a question online. Shalom, the feast. Shalom, is this feast all day, or does it start at sundown tomorrow? And the answer to that is it starts sundown tomorrow.
God.
So 1 day feast, sundown to sundown, starting tomorrow.
God.
The 26th.
So we read this last Sabbath, and it's cold because it goes perfectly with this first fruits that we're reading. Go ahead, read it. Hosea chapter 2, verse 5.
Hosea chapter 2, verse 5.
Go ahead.
For their mother hath played the harlot, she that conceived them hath done shamefully.
So this is speaking of Israel. This is speaking of us, right? This is speaking of us. We played the harlot on the Most High. And we forgot, we tried to act like the Most High wasn't our power. Like the Most High didn't give us everything that we needed. And like the Most High wasn't the one that was providing for everything that we have.
Con.
We forgot, and we started playing the harlot and started going off to these other gods. It's just like today, our people don't even think that the Most High gives them life.
All right.
Our people starting to become atheists. Our people really following the white man with whatever he says. So we left off from the Most High. Read.
For she said, I will go after my lovers.
Go ahead.
That give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, my oil and my drink.
And that's how we think today. Like, man, I gotta work on the Sabbath. I gotta make the money. But nah, like, yes, the Most High understands if you do have to work on the Sabbath. But if you don't have to work on the Sabbath, you understand that, okay, I'm not gonna work on the Sabbath. Or I gotta work these 2-3 jobs like Kevin Gates. I don't get tired. I gotta get all this money. Like, you're the one that's providing. Nah, the Most High is the one that provides. Even your job, the Most High is the one that gives it to you.
Con.
The Most High can take it from you. So just like the scripture saying here, the mother went after her lovers because the mother was like, my lovers is the ones that's giving me everything I need. But nah, today we'll have that same mindset where we're like, my hands brought my own stuff. Technically, yeah, you went out and you worked and you did get stuff, but the Most High, he's the one that made a way. He's that one. What's up?
He's tailoring it for you.
Exactly. He's the one that made you pass the drug test.
Yep, right.
He's the one that made it where you're tired and pop when you had to make it to work for the interview. The Most High is the one that's in control. He's the one that made it. Think about how many times you're driving and the light is out at the intersection. Everybody got to take their time. Most High is the one that made it where that didn't happen twice, where you were late to your job. The Most High is the one that provides it all for us. But we'll forget and start running after the white man, his colleges, his way of life, Scientology, all this madness, thinking that we got to get it through their system and through their way. But nah, the Most High, he's the one that provides. Go ahead.
Therefore, behold, I will hedge up thy way with thorns and make a wall, that she shall not find her paths.
Go ahead.
And she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them. And she shall seek them, but shall not find them.
Go ahead.
Then shall she say, I will go and return to my first husband. For then was it better with me than now.
And you can see how our people did this back then with the first fruits. Instead of going and offering up the first fruits like the Most High said, so you can keep getting blessed throughout the rest of the year, our people was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it I'm not going to do it. Not this year. I'm going to save it. And then with our people doing that, and then harvest times comes and ain't nothing, you don't have nothing to harvest. Or your animal, they just start dying because you never gave up the first fruits to the Most High. But the Most High, he's showing right here that he's the one that'll do that so that you can see. But this is what we forgot. This is what we forgot. Read verse 8.
For she did not know that I gave her corn and wine and oil, and multiplied her silver and gold.
Go ahead.
Which they prepared for Baal.
Because we won't offer up our first fruits thinking that, we're going to get it anyways. It's just natural. All I got to do is water. It's going to grow. It's going to get sunlight. The fruit is going to come. All I got to do is feed my flock, and everything is going to be fine. But see, we forget that it's nothing for the Most High to touch us.
That's right.
To touch the cattle or touch the flock. It's nothing for the Most High to touch your finances.
That's it.
For him to touch your house. For him to touch your health.
He'll blow on it.
It's nothing.
God.
In Maccabees, he says he'll destroy the whole earth at a beck. A beck is this. Get him. It's like a head nod. You know, like when you go to like you will see like the mafia.
Probably like a beck and call.
Look like.
What did he look at you? He look at you like.
Yeah, he does.
Right. And
God. It's nothing. The Most High can do that and destroy the earth. So it's the same, man. We forgot that the Most High, he's the one that gave us everything. So during this feast of first fruits, we got to remember it's the Most High that gives it all to us.
Right.
So whenever we can give to the Most High, we got to give. Especially if it's not only do we give, but we give our best to him, because that's what the first fruits consisted of, giving our best.
You know, just on what you said, give me Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse 18. You know, just giving reverence to the Most High, because it's because of Him that we're able to enjoy the things that we do enjoy, that we're able to increase, that we're able to sustain the things that we have been increased in.
Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18.
Go ahead.
But thou shalt remember the Most High thy power,
Go ahead.
for it is He that giveth thee power to get wealth.
So it says that the Most High gave you the power to get the wealth.
Done.
So He's given us wealth as far as a sound mind, body, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and says, look, use this to get what you want. Use this to get the wealth. But remember, you're getting it through me. I gave you this so that you can get it.
Done.
Read on.
That He may establish His covenant, which He sware unto thy fathers, as it is this day.
And that's all I want to drop on that.
Yeah, but that's why the Most High called us. He called us hoes. And at Hosea, he called us a harlot. Why? Because like the Most High gives us everything we need, but what do? Nah, nigga, I'm gonna go find another way to get that.
Right.
It's like, bro, did you just forget that it was the Most High that blessed you with that?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man, you know what, man? The Most High, he been checking me lately. He been telling me about myself. I can't deal with him. The Most High, he's showing us Israel's almost like in a relationship. It's like you have that husband that wants to tell the wife, listen, boo. The scriptures say this. Try to do it this way this time. Nah, you don't want to do it my way. I'm rolling out. She leaving, right? Where's she going to? She going to an average cat in the streets.
Con.
Try to get some of his wisdom. What did she get? 4 locos, weed smoke, and a backhand. Then what happens? You like, dang, my husband really did have my back. The Most High is the same way. Israel always have to go the hard way. It's like we have to go through the roughest areas to understand how we had it good. And the Most High is showing us just in that Hosea. But it's like our mind is in a heartlet mind because we don't understand that everything comes from the Most High.
Yep.
But what happens with our attention span? Bro, we have a child attention span. We forget. The scripture says what? Be not forgetful here.
Con.
Right? We forget that the Most High did all that. And what do? Well, back to good old Esau. I'm going to Esau for what I need. You know what I'm saying?
You go back to Egypt.
Yeah, coronavirus. I'm gonna go wear a mask when I can smell a fart through drawers and a pair of pants. Like, stop. Go to the Most High that'll protect you.
Wow.
Facts, though, right?
Yeah, facts.
Come on. Facts?
It took me a second to get.
Yeah,
It's true.
It's like, yeah, the coronavirus can go through that too.
Come on, man. Let's go to the man who created that. I'm praying to him. Yahweh, please don't let it hit my nostrils. You know what I mean? Please. You know? But no, I like that because the Most High was showing us that, listen, I gave you everything, so it's nothing for you to give back. But it was always something spiritual about what the Most High was trying to show us in our feast days and the law. It's like, bro, have some love, have some care, have some compassion and some charity. Technically, that's charity, man. You know, us giving our first fruits, giving our extra to brothers, you know what I'm saying? Brothers may need some shoes, brother may need a ride to work. I got a vehicle, got some extra gas. No problem, bro. I'm going to take you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
Fine.
I like it.
I can get one more, man, before we get back to it.
Kind.
Give me Proverbs chapter 10, verse 22.
Let's get it.
Proverbs chapter 10, verse 22.
Hold on one sec. Hey, you got that quick, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little slower. For
Brother's sword is sharp, man. Kind. All right, go ahead, brother.
Proverbs chapter 10, verse 22. The blessing of the Most High, it maketh rich.
Kind. So listen, if you give your first fruits back in the day, man, you gave your first fruits, then that blessing that you got, the rest of your fruits, they were going to be rich. Read.
And he addeth no sorrow with it.
But, like the scripture says, the Most High, when he blesses you, he's not going to add no sorrows. But don't give those first fruits. Those fruits might still grow. But you might have maggots in there. Probably got worms. Like Job. Tornadoes came and just ripped apart the whole
house.
Everything.
That was his family.
His family, everything just got destroyed. Everything. Cattle, the servant, everything. So, one thing.
It's even like in the wilderness with the
Yep.
manna. People trying to gather extra manna just to store it up. I got manna to spare. I can throw manna up in the air and make it rain manna. But that didn't last. You only were able to eat what you were able to eat that day. You had to go out and get more the next day.
Fine.
And then on the Friday before the Sabbath, you had to get double to last you through the Sabbath.
Fine. You know, This is a very cold scripture, man. You know, we really got to look at our lives and consider what's really a blessing and what's not. If something is causing a lot of sorrow, that might not be from the Most High.
Con.
Might not be.
Yep.
Because the scripture is saying, read it from the top.
The blessing of the Most High, it maketh rich.
Because when the Most High blesses you, he makes it rich. Read.
And he addeth no sorrow with it.
Con. So when you gave your first fruits back in those days, when you gave the first of your cattle, man, you were blessed. Everything else was going to be blessed from that. And we're going to go into why you gave those first fruits. Because it wasn't like you just gave it and the Most High was like, well, thank you. And you gave him the fruits and he just stored up the fruits and the fruits rotten. It wasn't like that. So we're gonna go into why it was important to give. But this is something to keep in the back of your mind, man. Like the blessings that the Most High give even to this day, because our first fruits now is our works and how we commit ourselves onto the Most High.
Con.
So when the Most High blesses us for just committing ourselves onto him, which we should already be doing, it's going to be a blessing where it ain't no sorrow. Right. Yeah, you might have to do a little bit of maintenance, but it ain't going to be like, it's like a rib. It ain't going to be like, oh man, I got her and she just won't stop clubbing. She won't cook. She just won't stop clubbing.
Well, some brothers get
always
like
arguing.
That.
It's like my neighbor and his wife. They moved in and like they argue like every time I see him, they're arguing. It's like, is that what the Most High wants? No, that's not what the Most High wants. That's not a blessing. You shouldn't have to get something, and it's like getting a car. You buy a car and the car is always breaking down. You always funneling money into it. That's not what the Most High would intend. So, but how do you avoid that? How did you avoid that back in the day? You avoided that by giving your first fruits. Just like today, how do you avoid being in positions like that? Where your car is always breaking down, or you're always losing a job, or you can't keep a rib, or children are out of order, things that should be blessings or not. Like how do you avoid that happen? How do you avoid those things from happening? You'll avoid it from happening by giving them to the Most High. And we're gonna go into what the Most High wants, since he don't want sacrifices right now.
Con.
So let's go back.
Exodus 23 and 16. Exodus chapter 23 and verse 16.
Exodus chapter 23, verse 16. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field.
So it said, the feast, the first fruits of thy labors. That's not. Don't think narrow-mindedly on your labors. Anything that you're setting your hand out to do, is it for the glory of the Most High? Do you honor the Most High with your substance? Do you honor the Most High with your work? So what are you doing? Because we do all these different types of works. Most of us had plenty of jobs before. It's not like back in the 50s where you have one job your whole life. So we've had plenty of different jobs. Now, my personal view on my jobs was always, I might be working for so-and-so company, but my works are to the Most High. And I talked with Brother Lewis. He feel the same way about it. I might be doing this over here, but I'm doing it in the name of the Most High. Because I honor him in my work and in my substance. When I'm talking or dealing with a brother, I'm doing this towards the Most High. When I'm helping, like brothers was moving, helping some brothers move yesterday. We didn't really know them like that, but we kind of know them a little bit through somebody else. But our works were towards the Most High, because we were doing alms to our brother and our sister. So think about when your first fruits. Am I giving myself on the things that I do towards the Most High? All of my activities, is the Most High in all my thoughts? So that's the reason why I wanted to drop that scripture there. But from there, let's go to Tobit chapter 2 and verse 1. And so, we're just getting a little bit more into the whole feast. We're bringing the fruits. What else are we doing in the feast? Tobit, in Tobit's time, he talks about the feast. He was celebrating the feast.
Tobit, chapter 2, verse 1.
Everyone, if you're there, if you can give me a con. All right, go ahead.
Now, when I was come home again, and my wife Anna was restored unto me with my son Tobias, in the feast of Pentecost,
Okay, the feast of Pentecost. Read.
which is the holy feast of the 7 weeks, there was a good dinner prepared me, in the which I sat down to eat.
Okay, so Tobit, Tobit was in captivity at this time. He's talking about, okay, yeah, I celebrate this feast. We're celebrating this feast. But what did it say he came to do? It said they prepared dinner and they sat down to eat. Okay, so even in captivity, we can still celebrate the high holy days. Don't let, we're in captivity. Oh, this is the reason why I can't gather together, get together with my brothers and sisters for these high holy days. We'll get together for Easter. We'll get together for New Year's. We'll get together for Thanksgiving. We'll get together for Christmas, 4th of July, Memorial Day. I remember back in the day, there was a slogan that used to say, all a Negro want to do is have a barbecue. So any day that a brother could have off and barbecue, we was out there doing it.
Right.
So you did it for all these wicked holy holidays. Now come back into righteousness and do it for a holy day.
God.
Read on from where you at.
And when I saw abundance of meat, I said to my son,
He said, wait, you saw what?
abundance of meat.
Okay, so they didn't just have like one little rotisserie chicken and some mashed potatoes and some green beans and said that's it. No, there was an abundance of meat. There was a feast, and this is only for his household. They were going all in as though they were doing it with the rest of the nation. Read.
I said to my son, go and bring what poor man soever thou shalt find out of our brethren.
Of our who?
Of our brethren.
Okay, so he's like, okay, man, we got all this food. Man, see if you can find another Israelite out here that can come in and enjoy the feast with us.
Right.
We got the feast popping.
You gotta imagine, it's like just like how New Year's. We got the pig feet.
Mm-hmm.
You got the chitlins,
Mhm.
black eyed peas, turnip greens, bottles. You know what I'm saying? Christmas.
Con.
You had your presents. Yeah, bro. Just like we turned up for those days.
Con.
That's why they had an abundance in their house, because this was a holy day that the Most High gave us. Bro, listen, we're gonna enjoy this.
Exactly.
We're gonna have a good time, and then we're gonna look for other brothers and sisters that's in the outside, because we got plenty of food.
Right.
Charity. Come
Charity.
on, man. Individuals think that being a man or this I guess philosophy of a man is like we got to be hard, and we can't allow nobody to come into our house, and we can't look at less a person that has less than us. We can't look at them as being that let me try to help him. We look at him as being despicable, like we're gonna let him stay in his estate. No, the men of the Most High, the examples that were in the Bible.
Con.
Come on, bro, they were charitable.
Con.
People said he had abundance of meat, food. We're gonna find somebody on the street that could use some of this.
Right. We gonna help a brother out.
Right.
We gonna do what the scripture's saying, gather together.
Right.
So we gather together in the household. Let's see if we can find any other Israelite that can come in and gather with us.
I like it.
Enjoy this meat. It said he was. So that just shows he was liberal with his meat.
Right.
He wasn't a niggard at the table, as it says in Ecclesiasticus. He wanted to share. He wanted his people to be able to partake. And he says, look for your brethren. Look for our brethren in the street. Go ahead.
Who is mindful of the Most High.
So who is not like, their mind isn't all on crack and trying to sell drugs and alcoholic or out trying to rob somebody. Someone whose mind is on the Lord.
Right.
So when he had to go out, he had to actually kind of talk and deal with people. He said, hey man, how you doing? Hey, you want to come over to the house, man? We celebrate the Feast of Pentecost. Today's, Feast of Pentecost? Okay, yeah, bet, yeah. I'm an Israelite too. I want to keep the high holy days. So he said, find someone who is mindful of the Most High. Go ahead.
And lo, I tarry for thee.
And that's it on that. So we kind of got a roundabout way of understanding what the Feast of Pentecost, first fruits, harvest, or weeks is. We're going to go into why we celebrate it. Because this is an important feast. Very important feast. Now, all of the feasts are important because they're ordained of the Most High.
That's right.
But this feast in particular is one of the few feasts that we were all ordained to gather together as a nation. Like the whole nation was supposed to be coming together on these feasts. And this is on 3 feasts per year. And this is one of them. Give me Exodus 23 and verse 14.
That's a very good point.
Exodus chapter 23, verse 14. 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread.
So we got the feast of unleavened bread. Go ahead.
Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I commanded thee, in the time appointed of the month of Abib. For in it thou camest out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty.
Go ahead.
And the feast of harvest,
The feast of harvest.
the first fruits of thy labors,
Go ahead.
which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering,
And the feast of ingathering.
which is in the end of the year.
So these 3 feasts were feasts that we're supposed to keep when we all gather together as a nation. Not because, think about it. We're a big nation. It says the children of Israel was as the sand of the sea.
God.
So we all had wealth and we all had our lands and stuff like that. So we had to come to, sometimes people didn't always come together to every single feast. But the Most High was like, these ones, y'all got to make sure y'all all come together. Period. Like, nation needs to come together.
Yeah, present themselves unto the Most High.
Con. What verse were you at?
17. I need to start at 17.
Okay, read on.
Verse 17.
Oh, it says it right here.
3 times in the year all thy males shall appear before the Most High power.
Con. That's it on that. From there, we're going to go to Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 25.
God.
So like the scripture says, 3 times a year, all the males were to present themselves.
So you got the first fruits, Passover, and the ingathering, right? The feast of ingathering is the Feast of Tabernacles. So, because we don't really, nobody really says the Feast of Ingathering.
Con, I should have threw that out.
Yeah, it's the Feast of Tabernacles. All right, y'all got that?
Con.
All right, Hebrews 10 and 25.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25. Not forsaking the assembling.
The what?
The assembling.
What does assembly mean? Like, what does assembly mean to you? It's a real basic word. A lot of people should understand that.
Gathering together.
Just gathering together.
Con.
Yeah. Most High said, don't forsake this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing. Now, a lot of times we're working, we got family life to deal with, work life, traveling. Sometimes we don't always feel like getting together.
Con.
You're tired. But I know every time I'm tired and I step out and I get together with folks, I might not have wanted to go, but once I'm there, I'm glad I went.
Con.
All the time. Read on.
Assembling of ourselves together as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more,
So much the more.
as ye see the day approaching.
What day is that?
How shall returning?
Con. Come on now, we in perilous times right now. We got. Oh, go ahead.
You know, that's why it says, but exhorting one another, right? Because when you come together, that little bit of come together, it's a refreshing.
Yeah, it's
When
rejuvenating.
you see your brother, or you meet a brother that's been online, that's been watching, you're like, oh crap, it refreshes you. It refreshes your spirit. When you see a brother or a sister you haven't seen them forever, it refreshes your spirit, and it exhorts. And when y'all are together, yeah, we sing, yeah, we might be dancing, yeah, we might be drinking, but most of all, we're talking.
Con.
And because we're communicating, that's where the exhortation comes. The exhorting comes through the communication. Because now it's like, bro, how you been? How's your mind? How's your spirit? How's your family? How's your kids? How's your job? How's this? How's that? Like, how's your health? Like, how is everything going? And by doing that, you know, iron sharpens iron. You help one another. and we stay at this plane and we exhort each other and we're able to keep pushing and keep moving until Christ comes back. You know, one of the dopest things, man, I ever experienced was when I was in San Antonio and we was all running. We was running like 4 or 5 miles. And brothers was tired, but brothers, I've never seen this before. The brothers that was really strong at running the miles, you had some that were tired, they were like this, holding on to the brothers that was good, their shoulders, and they were running with them. And I was like, golly, but you know, the brothers that was tired, it was like, it was looking like they was gonna die. But I was just thinking about, you know, it made me remember that because that was them exhorting one another. And they did that all the way until it was done. Because we had 3 groups. We had the A group, which was the fast group, the B group, which was the regular, and the C group, which was slow. So you had these brothers that was moving from the B to the A group, and they will hold on to one another's shoulders while running so that they can all finish. But it's the same thing. It's the same process. We're not just getting together for the partying and the Drake music. No, we're not getting together for that. We're getting together because if you weak, now's the time. Pull a brother to the side and be like, hey, this is what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with this for the longest. I've been dealing with this since I've been in the truth. I need help. You know what I'm saying? Or this just started happening. And it's, no matter how hard I try, I can't do this on my own. I need help. Or you get together and you meet somebody and next thing you know, your spirit really vibes with that person. And that's your homie. You know what I mean? So it's very the assembling ourselves is very important, man. But a lot of times we do miss that the exhorting one another, because that's what it's about. It's not just us getting together. Think about it. Did you get exhorted when you was in church? Did anybody push you to do good in church? You got motivated, but were you like motivated or pushed? Bro, stop smoking cigarettes.
No, you're motivated to put it in the collection plate.
Yeah.
They were like this. They're like, here, baby, look, here, put this in there. Here, that's for you, and this for you. Y'all make sure y'all put it in the plate.
That's true. That's facts, actually.
Yep.
All right. But you weren't, nobody exhorted you to do better.
God.
Nobody exhorted you to fix your weaknesses and to actually fight and to battle and to make changes in your life. That didn't happen, but that's what this scripture is about.
God.
Where you at?
That was
Hebrews 10:25.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but if I can get that Ecclesiasticus, show me if we can get Ecclesiasticus 32. Oh no, Ecclesiastes 37 and verse 12, because this is actually I wanted to pull that. What verses you had? I wanted to pull this on. But just
it's this, I think. Oh no, it's Tobit.
Oh yeah, about the Tobit, about finding the man of your same mind.
Yeah.
But just showing, it goes right with this Hebrews about assembling yourselves together. You're not assembling yourselves together with individuals that aren't in the same spirit as you. That's not in the same mind frame. Because think about it. You got the wisdom, right? But then when you start dealing with family members, when you start dealing with old friends, the vibe ain't the same no more. You can try to, you can try to make it seem like it is, but it's really not. But this is another reason why, just like you said, regarding that Hebrews 10 and 25, assembling yourselves together. Read where you at?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 37, verse 12.
Go ahead.
But be continually with a godly man.
It says be continually with a godly man, godly woman, godly family, because the world didn't show us what was godly. They weren't going to have our back. They weren't going to check us and be like, listen, bro, like you said, put the cigarette down. Listen, you're gang banging against your own people. I didn't tell Cash this weekend. I was like, listen, if a black man is killing a black man, a Hispanic man killing a Hispanic man, you might as well go ahead and put on that Ku Klux Klan hat, the white one with the holes on it, and you a KKK member. You're worse than them because that's what you're doing. But when you're around a godly man, these individuals are gonna pull the light in you out, man. Mm-hmm. They're gonna show you the darkness and be like, listen, bro, this is not the way to live. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing to come from the valley to Houston to get a different peripheral and see different perspectives of life, especially coming back to the Bible. The Bible is our safehood, and that's why the scripture says what?
But be continually with a godly man.
Yeah, be continually. That means all the time. Like the hood don't have your back. The only time the hood got your back is when you laying down from 2 bullet wounds. That's the only time it got your back. That is right. You laying down on the ground. That's it. The hood don't care. You know what I'm saying? Read.
Whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Most High.
Who thou knowest to keep the commandments, because they're going to check you. They're going to make sure that you're in line with the Most High. That's why the Most High didn't want us to deal with other nations. And that's why, what was he trying to do with these feasts? He's trying to have us, listen, be in a joyous mood. We're all together, brotherhood. Y'all better be here on the Sabbath. You should have no excuses. Because I know y'all live all in different areas. You need to come together. But for the reason of being able to talk to a brother. You know what I'm saying? You got something on your mind, something that's bothering you. Let me hit up the priest. Let me hit up the elder. Let me hit up the sister. You know what I'm saying? Let me hit up the sister that I know that is been in the truth, been around, know some things. Let me ask. The Bible's saying, be with the godly men continually. Go ahead.
Whose mind is according to thy mind.
Come on, because think about it. How many people can you count on your hand that has the same mind that you have right now? And I'm talking about in the world. When you go to work, when you go around your family members, you know what I'm saying? When you go to the grocery store, who has the same mind that the Most High has blessed you with this knowledge? Anybody? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Listen, thank God I had Shamayar when I was in Japan. It was a few to none. But the thing about it is that there's not going to be a lot of people that's going to be able to understand what Hebrews 10 and 25, gather yourselves together. You know what I'm saying? Or forsake not the assembly of yourselves together, as some do. Because a lot of people don't see the love in it. But if you had a godly man or a godly sister, she's going to teach you that love. They're going to show you what true brotherhood is about. That's right. Because that's really what gangs is, right? Brotherhood. If you do what I tell you to do, you know what I'm saying? But what about when you slip up? Are they going to have long-suffering patience? You know, so just showing that, you know, being around our people of the same mind was needed, just like in Tobit. Go find a man in the street that's in the same mind like us. Bless this man. Yep. Read where you at.
And will sorrow with thee.
Yeah, ooh. And will sorrow with thee. Niggas in the street is cutthroat. They don't care. They don't care about your emotions. They don't care about what you got going on at your house. They don't care about your job. They don't care about if you got an issue with your husband. They don't care. All they care about is what? They care about themselves and what they can get from you, man. That's the doggy-dog world we live in. You can try to live underneath the rock if you want to, but that's the real is that is the truth about it. Cats only care about their body, their mouth, their food, their belly. Keep reading.
If thou shalt miscarry.
If you will miscarry, go ahead.
Verse 13.
And I was just showing that he'll sorrow with you if you slip up. He's not going to ridicule you. He's not going to put a blast on Facebook like a lot of friends do. You faded. Now you got pictures surfacing amongst the internet. You know what I'm saying? You out here slobbering, things written all on your face. Your brother ain't going to do that to you. You know, but just showing that we have to be around godly men. And that's why that has to be on the forefront of our mind. It's like, even though sometimes we battle with our own issues and not wanting to clear it up or to address it, you have to. Because this is the only way that we're going to be able to grow. It's the only way that you're going to grow, your family going to grow, your daughter, your brother, your sister, your wife. It's needed. But that assembly, having that brother next to you, come on, man. The Most High was blessing us, man.
It's priceless.
Well, he was giving us jewels.
Priceless.
You know, I got the definition of miscarriage. And it says, to fail of the intended effect.
Say it again?
To fail of the intended effect.
Okay.
Not to succeed.
Right.
To be unsuccessful. To suffer defeat. So the scripture is telling you to be around that godly man or be around that godly woman who's going to be with you if you fail.
Right.
If you suffer defeat, or if you're unsuccessful, or if you don't succeed. Now, I remember being in school, man. One of your friends got beat up. You was like, "Oh, bro, you can't even sit over here no more."
That's right. Like, bro, you're an embarrassment, bro.
I don't mean to laugh, but
that was real.
It was real. But that wasn't godly, though. You know what I mean? Like if somebody falls, think about it in the world. Somebody falls, nobody wants to be around you. Everybody wants to only be around you if things are going good.
Yeah, when you're the winner.
Yeah, when you're the winner. But if you losing, if you're losing, man, if you're failing, if you're unsuccessful, that means that you need a little bit of help.
Yeah.
That means that you need somebody around you. You need somebody to give you a
waking up, the eye opener.
And you know the ungodly people in the world, man, they're not about that.
Right.
They're about their own. But a godly man, perfect, like you put in Tobit.
Right.
I'm finna eat. I got food.
Right.
But I definitely can't eat all this. I don't even want to eat all this.
Right.
So let me see who else would like to eat with me.
And that's what we got to see is that we can't forsake the assembly. We can't think that we can't be in gatherings. No, you need that. You need that charge up. It's almost like a Tesla car, right? Tesla car, they don't use gasoline. They get that charge. Let me put this little charge in. But that conversation that you have with a brother, you know what I'm saying? Whatever conversation that you have with a sister, that's supposed to charge you up. It's supposed to allow you to continue your life in this wicked world that we live in. But a lot of our people forsake coming together. They forsake unity, not knowing what was supposed to come of it. We'd rather go home and watch Netflix by ourselves. Please, with a glass of wine. No! That's not supposed to be every day. Whenever you got something with the body, you're supposed to come together. You're supposed to understand that I gotta be by my brother. Listen, street speaking, I'm gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? If there may something may come up, I may have to stop what I'm doing just to be around brothers. Why? It's needed, man. There ain't nothing else that'll give us what we need. And I mean as in fulfilling us, then in this Bible and what it says about being around brothers, man.
Right.
It gives you what you need.
Con.
But I just want to drop that.
You know what? If I can get that Hebrews 10:25 one more time.
Oh yeah.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together,
Right.
as the manner of some is,
Go ahead.
but exhorting one another,
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
and
You
so much,
gotta get on that one part though. Read that again.
but exhorting one another,
No, from the top.
not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together,
Right.
as the manner of some is.
As the manner of some is, because our people do that.
Yeah, they
You know
do.
what I'm saying? Think about it. All these feasts. Why do you think the Most High wanted Israel to come together? We had money. We had the dough. We had different regions that we occupied. We had the world. But he still wanted us to come together.
Con.
But why do you think the man with the sticks got murked? Bro, you were supposed to be with your brethren.
Con.
You could have did the sticks on another day. You stiff-necked.
He's talking about when the man was picking up sticks on the Sabbath.
Listen, that was the wrong timing.
God.
You should have been right there with your... Listen, you had all the time. You could have had your servant do it. But you wanted to be hard-headed. You wanted to be prideful. You wanted to do what you wanted to do. The Most High had to show an example of what selfishness was, man. Come on, man. I'm about to be with the homies. I'm about to be with the fellas, man. The sisters.
Brethren.
Because we can't forsake the assembly, because when that happens, whenever you want to think that I'm better off by myself, I pray for you. Why? Because the Most High gonna show you that no, man, the strength is around brothers. Y'all said it earlier, iron sharpeneth iron, right?
God.
Same thing for sisters and brothers, but we can't do that. But our people do that, as some do. Read.
As the manner of some is,
Uh-huh.
but exhorting one another, and so much the more, as ye see the day approaching.
That day approaching. We're coming back to that. As that day approaches.
Right.
We got the HR 6666, whatever 4 6s.
All right.
Act coming out. We got coronavirus running around. We got plagues of locusts hitting Africa. We got earthquakes in diverse places.
You got giant hornets.
We got killer hornets.
Yeah. And on top of that, you still got your black folks being killed on the street, man.
Oh yeah, Esau still shoot us in the street like a dog.
The brothers getting killed at the borders.
Yep.
Brothers getting killed at the borders as well. So it's the scripture saying, so much the more as that day is approaching. Don't get caught up in the world. Don't get caught up somewhere by yourself. Yeah, it's trivial. Be with your people. That's what the scriptures say from there.
And the thing about it ain't every day.
No.
Bro, it's like what? This right here, this Feast of Pentecost is 50 days after Passover. Yeah, 50 days to do what you wanted to do. You could party all you wanted to, boo time, you know what I mean? Go on your little late date, But dang, when the feast came for the Most High, we're supposed to gather together. Even like during the week, we had Sabbath once. It's a Friday night or Saturday, whichever one you want to come to. That's one day.
One day.
You know what I'm saying? Let's say you come to class one day out the week and Sabbath. That's 2 days out the week. You got 5 days to do whatever the heck you want to do. Yeah. You can go sleep all you want to, watch your movies, eat your snacks, cookies, whatever you want. But at least try it, huh?
As long as it's lawful.
Yeah, but at least try to give, at least trying to give your spirit unto what the Most High is trying to bring us to, man. Come on, we gotta see what the Most High is bringing Israel to. This ain't no rinky-dink nation. This is the most elite force that has ever been seen. There's chariots in the sky right now as we speak, getting ready.
Yep.
That's what the scriptures say.
In position.
They got these news sightings on CNN. UFOs being into. We've been knew what the chariots were. We knew what UFOs were. So we got to see that the Most High is working, and that's how much we have to be prepared, like that last precept says. That last precept?
As ye see the day approaching.
Come on, man. It's coming.
It's coming.
Better wake up. You better have something on your listen. You better have something on your resume. We pray. You better have something on your resume, huh? Your rap sheet. You know how you go to the judge. Show me yard. See what this brother had on here, man. Christ, you know him. I know him. Okay, he was okay. Faithful brother. Okay, gave up himself. Okay, Abadiah, my servant, huh? Oh man, his sister. Dang, she went through that and still pushed through. Come on, you better have something on there to speak for yourself. And that's really what it is, man. It's no joke. That's why the scripture says about your works will save you from this perilous times. Come on, man. How much more just coming to a feast where they gonna have food? You ain't gotta cook nothing. You know what I'm saying? You want to get a little sip on? They got some wine for you. You want to get a little dance on? You might have a little boogie.
Listen, you want to get whooped on dominoes.
Right.
I can handle that. I can. Brothers already know.
Right? But just seeing that the Most High wants us to, again, give ourselves, man. That's really what it's about. It ain't nothing to. He blesses us. So, what do we do?
Zephaniah. Give me Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
So we all know this scripture. It's nice street speaking scripture. It's like every camp has used this scripture at one time or another during street speaking. But we're talking about gathering together for the feast. And we're talking about even more as that time approaches. Read on.
Before the decree bring forth.
Go ahead.
Before the day pass as the chaff.
Read.
Before the fierce anger of the Most High come upon you.
Don't get caught on the wrong side of the fence. Don't get caught up in some foolishness.
Yep.
Don't get caught up in some wickedness. Don't get caught up in trying to be an individual light and be a selfish light.
Right.
Or any other kind of negative light.
Right.
Take a negative word and just put "ite" at the end of it. Don't be one of those. Read on.
Before the day of the Most High's anger come upon you.
Read.
Seek ye the Most High, all you meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness. Seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Most High's anger.
Yeah, you got to seek these fruits of the Spirit. These fruits of the Spirit that we all went through. About long suffering, keeping yourself, the patience, the love, temperance,
faithfulness,
all of that. We got to endeavor, like the scriptures say in Ephesians 4 and 3. We got to endeavor to keep the unity. Don't get caught up in your mind. Don't get caught up in the mental games that you'll play with yourself for the reason of not gathering together. Some brothers will say, "Well, shoot, I don't got nothing to bring, so I'm not going to show up."
That sounds like a good one.
It sounds like a good one, but if you was in the world, yeah, that's a real good one, because back in the world, if you showing up somewhere empty-handed, they looking at you, why you showing up? What you got to put in? Or if you were in wickedness and somebody was smoking up something, it's like, you got 5 on it? or if you needed a ride somewhere, it's like, as soon as you step in the car, it's like, we can't go nowhere unless you got gas money.
Right.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with giving gas money, but they're in the world, they expect 100% of the time.
Right. Ooh, but if you can get that scripture, please, because that has to hit the airwaves. Ephesians 4 and 3. Because just to even break down just the word endeavoring, just real quick, because this is what the Most High is saying. Because we endeavor to go to our job daily. And listen, if your car broke down, you'll get an Uber. You'll get somebody to come and get you.
Right.
You'll be at work on time, even though you had a calamity.
Gone.
But just show how much more for the faith? How much more for the body, for brotherhood? Read where you at.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 3. Endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace.
And